Is Kaepernick making a difference?
Of course, because he resonates to so many people that don't have a voice. And then we might take sports and entertainment a little bit too seriously, to the point we don't think that athletes should be able to speak in this country, and that's a disservice to the power that these people have, because there's so many people are voiceless, and we're in a situation right now where the have-nots are so much on the increase and people are on the peripheral edge. I've heard people talk about, oh, these NBA players that come in and they went through all this money. Well, a black athlete that comes in has an extension of a family that might not have that doctor and lawyer when it comes down to his cousins, nephews, and that's just the catching up of time or being held back where you know that, all right, you're that guy. You have to look across maybe 3 or 4 families or maybe 2 or 3 generations to support. And that's not to say that everybody or people of other color or white folks don't have it rough in their families. But there's enough of a head start of people who've had their own businesses, have owned homes, also have a solid place in society of governing their area or education that black folks are still trying to catch up with. Look, when I was 5 years old, then they passed the Civil Rights Bill. That's some damn nerve to say, now you guys are civilized. It's like It's 100 years after slavery. You know, the catching up after the scarring of a people might take 200, 300 years. So what Colin Kaepernick is doing, he's focused. He has a focus on saying, this has to be said whether you feel it or not, because they didn't feel those athletes in the 60s, and they were kind of coherent on what they were talking about. Today, people have a movement called Black Lives Matter that people on the outside might say, oh, it's a violent movement, but you're not taking everything into account and consideration on how it's bringing people to the forefront of being and doing better.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.